Hi Disney friends, it's Amber with MickeyTravels. Today I'm back to discuss with you some benefits to using my favorite perk when it comes to staying at the Walt Disney Resort property, the extra magic hours. So I've got 6 tips I'm going to share with you on how to make the most of those extra magic hours and things to maybe avoid when thinking about using the extra magic hours. So what are extra magic hours? Extra magic hours are for guests staying at Disney resorts only. They are hours during the day at certain parks, depending on what day it is, where you can either A, have early admission for 1 hour, or B, have 2 hours in the evening to take advantage of some attractions. A couple things to remember with this. There will be an extra magic hour almost every day. You will not have one in the morning, one in the evening. It will be either or. Sometimes in the summer you will have a morning and an evening to choose from, and you can do both if you have a park hopper. Another thing, not all rides are going to be open during extra magic hours, so you may not be able to take advantage of them if some of your favorite attractions aren't even included. As a travel agent, I always like to reiterate that there is a huge benefit to staying on Disney property because you get all the added perks and just the magic is there with you. So again, it is only available to those who are staying on property to take advantage of these extra hours. So I can say it so many times, just try to stay on property. It can be pricey, but again, there are promotions throughout the year that you can take advantage of. So, and when using a travel agent like us from MickeyTravels, we'll be able to hold your hand and help you make sure you make the right decision and that you're not paying way over the top for a resort. If you need to stay in a certain category of prices, Disney has 3 options. There's value, moderate, and deluxe. So if you have to stay in the value, that's fine. We love the value resorts, and we're not even in the room that long. We're at the parks most of the time. So it's just staying in one of the lesser resorts. You can still take advantage of these benefits. So it is awesome to stay at any type of Disney resort, no matter how much you have in your budget. So let's start with early extra magic hours. If you are the early bird that likes to get the worm and get there early, this is perfect for you, and I highly recommend it to my clients. If you're going to take advantage of the early extra magic hours, you need to arrive there 15 to 20 minutes before the park opens and be there right at the 8 a.m. mark. I believe Animal Kingdom sometimes opens at 7 and has the extra magic hours. I know when we were there over the summer, they had 7 to 7 p.m. I think. You had an extra hour in the morning. So we always go early because a lot of the crowds that have the younger kids or the older kids that like to sleep normally do not start arriving at those parks until 9 or 10. So that extra hour just for the resort guests, you can get a lot done. Magic Kingdom, it's crucial to do that. They have rope drop twice on those days for the Disney resort guests. You can see the show, and then again at 9 for the guests that are coming in that don't have the extra magic hour benefit. So you'll get to see rope drop and you'll get to take advantage of the rides. So what do you ride during that time? You ride things that are going to have the long waits. So you may be rushing just to try to get a lot done, but again, you're going to get a lot done in that hour. My number 2 tip is if you are going to an extra magic hour park that has evening extra magic hours, or if you are deciding to choose what park you want to go to that day, you need to avoid parks that have extra magic hours in the afternoon. In the morning, if they have extra magic hours, they tend to get crowded in the afternoon, and in the afternoon is when a lot of park hoppers come over if there's evening extra magic hours. So if you have the choice and you do have a park hopper ticket, you need to try to avoid those parks in the afternoons because of the crowds. If they have the morning, do the morning thing, go back to your resort, take a rest, and go to another park that evening. If they have the evening extra magic hours, don't arrive until later that evening. The crowds will be very crazy, especially during the summer in the afternoons. My number 3 tip, which kind of goes with my number 2, if you're going to do the evening extra magic hours, visit a different park that morning. So if you're planning on doing the extra magic hours at Magic Kingdom, which are by far the best extra magic hours, then you should probably go, either you can do Downtown Disney or a water park that morning, or go visit another park if you do have the park hopper tickets. Number 4, arrive at your extra magic hour evening park about 3 to 4 hours before. What we tend to do, and what I always recommend, is again that break in the afternoon. and then have dinner somewhere if you're not eating in the parks, and then arrive to that extra magic hour park 3 to 4 hours before. Magic Kingdom is going to stay open later, especially in the summer, for evening extra magic hours till almost 2 or 3 in the morning. This is prime time for a lot of people because everyone leaves. Every time this summer we have, or any summer we've gone and we've done extra magic hours in the evening, we have seen parks empty. I have a few pictures from some trips in the past 2 years. We've ridden the carousel with no one else on it. We've been through parts of the parks with no one, so we always try to take a picture of us just by ourselves, because at the Magic Kingdom that's almost impossible, especially in the middle of July. So again, try to arrive there about 7 or 8. You're going to come into a lot of people already lining up for the parades. If you've already done parades, you can bypass all that and start riding your rides. And try to stick from one area and work your way around the park. But that extra magic hour time is a good time to get all the headliners at Magic Kingdom especially. Hollywood Studios and Epcot, the extra magic hours are not as super late as Magic Kingdom, and that's where my number 5 tip comes in. They tend to only stay open till 10 or midnight, so those extra magic hours are extremely crowded compared to the Magic Kingdom ones. So Hollywood Studios closes a lot of their attractions early that night. So the only ones that I know stay open are Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster, Toy Story Mania. Now we had a little bit of a problem this year because when we went to extra magic hours for Hollywood Studios, they would close Toy Story Mania early and then reopen for the extra magic hours. So it was kind of difficult to even get on that ride because they closed it at 8 and didn't reopen it until 10. So that will lead to my other tip coming up here in a second. Epcot, a lot of the headliners that there, of course, Soarin' and Test Track. I believe World Showcase does stay open late, so that's a good night to go and have a late dinner reservation and enjoy in World Showcase if you wanted to do Epcot extra magic hours in the evening. But I typically tell my clients that an early morning extra magic hour at those 2 parks would probably be more worthwhile than the evening extra magic hours at Epcot and Hollywood Studios. Animal Kingdom only has morning extra magic hours because they have live animals at their park. They don't tend to have the evening extra magic hours. Those tend to stay open till 7 in the summer and 5 in the fall and winter hours. My last tip for you extra magic hours, I wonder how many times I've said that this video. I probably should have had a tally, but we tend to abbreviate it EMH, but in this case I'll just keep saying it. I know it's probably getting old, but if you're going to be doing extra magic hours, and with my clients I like to give them a plan and we kind of work that out for that, because if the crowds are going to be there, you want to go to the places they're not going to be. So for example, you need to have a plan. For the Magic Kingdom parks, if you're arriving right when they start, so in the summertime that's typically about midnight or 1 a.m. because it's after Wishes and all of that, you will probably want to avoid Space Mountain, and you'll probably want to avoid anything near where the castle was with the fireworks, because that's where the crowd was and they're going to flock toward Tomorrowland and Fantasyland. I like to suggest to start in Frontierland and do Splash and Big Thunder, and then make your way around to Fantasyland at the very end, because again, a lot of those attractions are made for the younger crowds, and at 2 and 3 in the morning they are not going to be there. So we tend to always end our night at Fantasyland. This past time we ended at Haunted Mansion, and it was 5 minutes before it was over and they were still letting us on. And the shops tend to stay open an hour later after the park closes, so you can go through and visit some of the shops on your way out too. But this past year I've noticed that that has changed, and I think that it only stays open an hour after the actual park closes. I think for extra magic hours the shops are not open. So again, it depends on the season, it depends on when you're going. But extra magic hours are very beneficial, especially for your summertime clients that are going to be going. But if you're going to be in the fall, they are also awesome, but Magic Kingdom has limited extra magic hours in the evenings because they're going to be having the Not So Scary Halloween Party and the Very Merry Christmas Party. So those parks are going to be closing at 7. So if you are going to be there at that time, those extra magic hour days are probably going to be crazy, because a lot of the guests are not going to be able to stay late at Magic Kingdom because of the parties going on. So to review, extra magic hours, by far my favorite benefit of staying on the Disney property. You need to have a plan when going through your evening extra magic hours, especially at the Magic Kingdom. Take advantage of it. take a nap earlier in the day so you can be there when the park closes at 2 or 3 in the morning in the summertime, midnight, sometimes 1 in the fall and winter times. Try to avoid those extra magic hour parks in the afternoon. They are going to be crazy crowded because people feel like when they see on their park hours that it's an extra magic hour day and they're staying on property that they have to go there. If you don't want to take advantage of any extra magic hours, don't go to those parks at all. It's okay to not do extra magic hours every single day. Those parks tend to be the most crowded anyway. So just choose a few maybe to do during your trip. And then on the other days, go to the park that doesn't have those because they'll be less crowded. And that's a whole year thing. That happens for anyone that's going in on or off peak. I hope this helped. I really enjoy extra magic hours, and lots of people complain about them and how they're not long enough, or it's not enough time to get things done. But I've experienced it multiple times and had awesome success each time. We went to a morning extra magic hour this past summer, and we only got to ride one ride because everyone went there. We had a fast pass for SOAR, and so we ran to test track, and it broke down. So we spent that whole hour in that line, but it was worth it because everything else was timed perfectly because of our fast passes. That was the only thing we had to wait for. So I'm glad we did that in the extra hour before instead of wasting an hour during our day when everyone else was going to show up. So there are perks to both morning and evening, and a lot of people if you go to discussion boards on Disney World and you're trying to do some research, are going to say the morning are better than the evening because of crowds. I don't know what they're talking about. Every time I've done extra magic hours in the Magic Kingdom, right dead center of the highest peak season, the crowds are nothing. You just have to have a plan. You have to have that strategies that you work with, and you just got to know what you're going to do. So, again, if you ever need help with that and you want some more information, I'm more than happy to share that with you. I would love to help you plan your trip as well, so you can contact me. All my information's down below. It was nice to talk to you guys again. Hopefully I'll be around soon. I have a whole list of videos I want to do for you, including taking you along with me when I go do some shopping for some upcoming trips and some client shopping, because I have tons of clients going right now. They're taking advantage of the free dining that was offered for October and November trips, so I'm super excited. There's a lot of them going, and they sound like they're having fabulous times. Thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for subscribing. And if you need to contact me in any way, again, that info's below. I plan Disney trips for free. That's part of what I do. I'm a Disney travel agent, and I'm there to help you step by step. And I just wanted to do these videos to kind of give you some extra encouragement and some extra info. And hopefully, if you need that extra assistance, you can contact me. Nice talking with you. Nice chatting with you. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. I'm super excited for all of you that have stuck around. We're almost at 200 subscribers, and I hope that continues to grow. Have an awesome day, and I will see you really soon. Bye.